This is the first day of beekeeping 2024 here in Maine. I'm in Mid-Coast, Maine, and today I'm checking all these hives behind me to see if they have enough sugar or enough honey. And if they don't have enough honey, I'm gonna drop sugar on top of the hives. Should be awesome. We'll see how it goes. I think this is one of my biggest hives. We'll see. This outer cover is full of moisture. So they're not huge. They're probably 3-ish frames, maybe 3.5 frames of bees in here, and they're going to be the most spread out today than they ever will be because it's 47 degrees today. A lot of propolis in here. That's good. Good thing to see. I'm going to lift up the hive to see how heavy it is. The incline of where your hives are often depends on how heavy it feels. This one's not great on weight. If there are ones that need food more, I'm gonna wait and see. But this one probably could use some food, but it's not absolutely crucial. Nope, this one's a dead out. There's a tiny cluster in here, so one down. Yeah, this is my weakest yard by far, so I think I might have lost most of the hives in this yard, unfortunately. But we'll see how it goes. 1 for 2. Wow. This is one of my 4 nucleus colonies full of bees. They're covering like the entire box is what it seems like. So hopefully they don't spread out too much. I think I see some honey in there. They're pretty light, so I'll probably put some sugar on them in a couple minutes here, just to be safe. This hive is definitely alive as well. Pretty good cluster, around 3 to 4 frames. This is about the smallest that these hives clusters will be the entire year, because probably broods just beginning to hatch in these hives. Not sure, this one, I would say it's pretty light. This one's gonna get some sugar. So that's 3 out of 4 are alive. One of them back here is definitely dead. And this one I think is dead too, we'll see. Yep. Tiny cluster. I can't get this out, but there's a tiny little cluster in here. And this other hive's dead. So this yard's probably my worst yard. I'm 3 for 5 here. But it is possible that every other colony that I have is alive out of the 25. So we'll see how it goes. This is my second apiary. We're checking to see if hives are alive. Wow. I thought these guys were dead. They weren't flying. They look to be alive, or they are alive, and very upset. All right. I was worried about their weight, but they have plenty of food. So they're all done. 2 for 2 on the nukes that I sent into winter so far. I sent 4 into winter, and last I knew, all 4 of them are alive, so that's great news. Dang. These girls are dead too. This hive had like no bees going into winter. But they were still alive a week ago. So now that's 4 for 8. I think most of my other hives are alive though, even though half of them so far have been dead. These girls are alive. Not a massive colony, but a good 2.5 frames. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a dead hive beetle in the middle of their cluster, so the winter killed it. Thankful for that. But this hive's looking good. I'll check their... I see some capped honey in here. Let me lift it up to make sure they have enough weight. I like to lift it up from both sides. They're good, but they may need food in maybe 3 weeks or so. All 4 colonies on this pallet are alive. Whoa! That's a massive cluster. Just huge. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. They're not interested in me. But around 5 or 5.5 frames. And I can smell the lemongrass smell when they get really mad. And they're pretty heavy, so they're good for a couple weeks. But these girls are pretty big too. 3-ish, 3.5 frames. They should have brood hatching in the definitely in the next couple weeks. Possibly already. I would say, oh yeah, they're plenty heavy enough. Wow, that is a massive hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5-ish, 6 frames of bees. And incredibly heavy. So that's impressive. This queen is from 2022. I didn't requeen her this year, I don't think. I'd have to, wow. The queen's right here. Oh, she went down. The queen was right in the middle of the box. And they've got 4 or 5 frames of bees in here. And they're incredibly heavy. Third apiary of the day. And we got a nice cluster, probably around 3 to 4 frames of bees. They look pretty light from the top. So, I don't know, they feel pretty heavy. Interestingly enough. Yeah, I would say they're pretty heavy. So I don't need to put any sugar on them. But a solid 3 to 4 frames. I need to get a mouse guard onto this hive because theirs fell out. I also forgot a frame, so there's a bunch of comb on the edge. They're really happy. I introduced the queen really late in the year because they might have been queenless or they might not have been, so I just stayed on the safe side. The most interesting part about this hive is their top came off for like 3 weeks in winter and they're still alive. The inner cover was still on, but the top wasn't. So yeah, very interesting stuff. All right, this is one of my biggest hives. Whoa! These are queens from Corey Stevens in Missouri. And it looks like some of these bees are fuzzy. So they probably hatched. So this hive's had brood for over 3 weeks. They're probably 5 full frames of bees. So I'm gonna put the top back on and lift up, see how heavy they are. Yep, a great amount of weight. So they don't need any help. They're well on their way to making it right through the winter. This is my other Corey Stevens Virgin Queen. Suffice to say, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. Look at that, that's solid 5 frames of bees in here. They're just a massive colony. I can see capped honey over here that they haven't eaten yet. Quite heavy. No problems as far as weight goes on that hive. Whoa, awesome hive. This nuke is from Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer. I built it up and it's probably a solid 4 or 5 frames of bees. And I think they're quite heavy too. See capped honey in between the frames. Yep. There we go. I don't know, there's like some sinkhole action going on below the hive here, but I'll deal with it in the springtime. This was a very small hive in the fall. It barely took any sugar water. And I'm seeing 3-ish frames of brood. I can see some condensation inside the frames here, but 3 or 4 frames of brood in here, or bees, probably 3. Decent size. I suspect a good weight as well. Not incredibly heavy, but heavy, definitely heavy enough. For this apiary, all 6 are alive, and overall 15 of 20 hives are alive so far. So backed up to 75%. Wow. I thought this hive was alive, but they're dead, unfortunately. All right, 0 for 1 in this yard. Down to at most 20 colonies live. And I stand corrected. It's being robbed out. Dang. Weird. I'll look at that later. Yeah, this hive's dead too. Dang. Okay, well that is shocking. I really was confident that both of these hives were alive. But you can see the end of their cluster right here. So that means 0 for 3 in this yard. I thought all 6 of these hives were alive. Yep, solid 4 frames of bees or so. Well, nice to have some good news. Holy moly, this hive is so heavy. I don't think these bees have eaten a lick of honey all winter. Definitely don't need any food. Wow, that is awesome. Well, bees don't think it's awesome that I'm here, but probably 6 frames of brood-ish. So, doing very well. And there we are. Probably 3.5 to 4 frames of bees in here. Now I'll check the weight to make sure they're heavy enough. They're heavy enough, but I should probably check them in a couple of weeks to make sure they're okay. So, you know, not the perfect day. You hope that every hive's alive, but I knew one was dead going into today. So, you know, I had my feelings that I'd probably lose more than that. I lost a couple more than I thought. I thought I had 21 or 22, but I apparently had 26 colonies, not 25. Whoopsie. But I have 18 of 26 total. 3 in the first yard out of 6. The second yard I looked at, they had 6 out of 7. Next yard, 6 out of 6. And last yard here, 3 out of 6. 2 of them were nukes, so that might have been part of it. But, you know, not the best result in the world. I haven't looked up the percentage, but, you know, it's 70-something%, which is not bad. But some big changes are coming in 2024 because I want, you know, probably closer to 85 to 90% of my bees to make it through winter. Especially if I want to make my livelihood out of beekeeping, then I need to improve those numbers. I need more to make it through winter. So some mite treatments are going to be changing mostly for me. I think that's going to be the biggest difference, and getting more feed in, you know, in the fall. Let me know down below, like, how many of your colonies made it through winter? How many do you start with? I'm really curious. And how's everybody's spring? So wherever you are in the country, just let us know if your spring's early, late, or on time. I think here we're probably maybe a week early if I had to make any guess. I have no idea, but that'd be my guess. And yeah, I hope it goes well. If you enjoyed seeing this content and you want to see more content, more inspections in the hives, please hit the like button. That just lets me know that this is something that you're interested in. Hope you have a great day. See you in the next one.